Hey everybody, AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. Today we have a Ameritron Al-80a in for repair. Needs a new capacitor on the plate side, has some damage to a couple of the plates. Going to add the gas discharge tubes, the base of the socket. I'll put the series glitch resistor in. Needs new meter lamps, so I'll change those out. I'll clean the rotary switch with deoxit gold. Clean the TR relay / bias relay with deoxit gold. I already checked the Zener diode, it's good. The Zener for the biasing. Needs new filter caps. You always change the resistors at the same time, so I'm going to swap all those out. It had a 30 amp fuse and I think it was like a 15 or a 20. Big no-no. Always make sure the amp has the right size fuse and right type. Okay? I've seen slow blow. I've even seen pieces of tinfoil in there. A quick way to cause a fire or damage the transformer. Luckily the transformer is okay. Okay, so I'm going to get to work and I will see you guys soon. Here's the new capacitor. I'm going to have to lengthen the shaft. The meter lamps, got the resistors and capacitors. I have to pull a resistor out for the series glitch. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so see you guys soon. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. I'm back with the completed Ameritron amplifier, the Al-80a. So it had an issue with the band switch. This has a triple pole set of wafers, and the pole was damaged for the padding capacitor that puts capacitance in parallel with the plate air variable capacitor for 160. I thought I could fix it. I couldn't. Needs a whole new switch, and the customer said just forget it. Don't worry about 160. So now, the customer bought this from a guy who bought it from an estate sale. So I always recommend you do your due diligence and look at pictures carefully if you're not picking it up in person. And if you are picking it up in person, look at it. Just look at the band switch, look at the air variable capacitors, just give it a good look over. And refer to my videos, look to see what I fix often, the issues that a lot of these amps have, just so you can save yourself some aggravation and money on top of that. So I'll show you everything I did. So I put the new capacitor in. I lengthened the shaft a little bit with a steel shaft. Put a coupler on it. Can't really see the steel shaft, but it's down there. I will use a screwdriver as pointer. Someone made a comment recently. I apologize. So I changed the safety choke. So the purpose of the safety choke is if these plate blockers were to fail and the plate DC were to make it onto the output network, it'll bring it to ground and it'll put a short on the plate supply and pop the fuse, assuming you have the right size fuse. So not a crazy large fuse like this had. Okay, so this guy obviously probably put it into an open on 160, and that's probably what caused everything to go to heck, So I put in gas discharge tubes, one per side of the filament, right to the chassis back there. Replaced all of the electrolytic capacitors, all of the resistors. Put a series glitch resistor in, mounted it to the ceramic standoffs on the board here. This terminal strip was broken, so there's the old one. So I had to replace that. The screws for the plate tune air variable capacitor were loose. Also tightened up on the ones for the load capacitor. Clean the contacts, the relay back here. Clean the rotary switch contacts for the band switch. This connection broke off when I touched it, so I resoldered it. Where you strap it for either 120 or 220. It's currently wired for 120. I zip tied the wiring. replace the meter lamps. So it's got a brand new Pentalab 3500Z, awesome company, just great customer service. So if you need an amplifier repaired, feel free to give me a call. My phone number is 203-892-4119. That's 203-892-4119. Website is amprepairguy.com. 73.